welcome or welcome back to Jasmine Unfiltered. So in today's video I'm going to be telling you guys a little bit of a story time of something that happened to me in high school, and it's low-key kind of scarred me. You know, teachers aren't really that nice. If you guys like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe down below to my channel. That helps out so much. It literally means the world to me. Come join Jasmine Unfiltered. I would love to have you a part of it. And without further ado, let's get on with the story time. My hair is extremely messy, and if I sound a bit croaky, it's because I've been sick. But overall, I really wanted to tell you guys this story time for like the longest time. It happened to me in 2019, so I've been wanting to tell you guys for like 2 years, but I wanted to wait until I finished high school just in case any people from my school are watching and they kind of know who the teacher is. I didn't want to like get in trouble or anything like that, but now that I'm out of high school, they can't do anything about it. And also, I'm obviously not going to use any names. I'll be using like code names and all that stuff. Also, there might be some background noise because there's some construction stuff happening. But basically, this is the story about how I got called a slur word in one of my exams in year 10. Back in 2019, we had exams for the end of year 10. Usually they are around November, December time, and I had science exam. I'm not good at science. I've never really been good at science or maths. They're not my strong spots in school. So I was nervous for this science exam, and basically what happened was this was the last day of exams as well. Keep that in mind. Last day of exams before the 6-week holidays that we have. Towards like the end of the year, we have a 6-week break before starting the next year level. 2019, it was like one of my favorite years. I had such a good year that year, and I traveled a lot. I went to Europe, all of that fun stuff, but I wasn't really great at science and math. I could drop science and maths after year 10. So these exams meant everything to me. I had to pass these exams in order to drop those subjects and not do them in year 11 and year 12. I went to take my science exam, and we all had to go to like these places where it's called the portables. You have to all go to the portables to sit your exam. And we walked into our science exam. I was sitting towards like the second back row, and then the teacher's desk is like towards the back, but just like a little bit of a row to like walk through to go out the door and like go down the corridor to the bathrooms. The first teacher that we had for the first half that was supervising us, I knew who she was. She's a lovely lady, and I really liked that teacher. So I was so happy. I was like, oh my god, yes, I've got a good supervisor, I've got a good teacher. Like, she'll let me go to the bathroom whenever I need to, and like she, you know, is gonna actually like supervise the classroom and point anyone out if they're doing something wrong and blah blah blah. Exams are silent. You can't talk in exams. If you talk in an exam, you get escorted out. I had one of my friends at the time sitting in front of me. She was the only friend I really had in that science class. To be fair, I wasn't friends with like anyone in high school. I only had one friend, and she wasn't in my science class in year 10. And I had a couple of other people who know me obviously, but like aren't really close friends with me. Doing the exam, and I was writing all the answers, writing everything that I could possibly do. It was a really hard exam off memory, and I was like almost halfway through the exam, right? Then it comes to like the halfway point, and the teachers swap over, and this teacher walks in who I've never seen before. Let's call her Tiffany. So Tiffany walks in. She's not a teacher I've ever had in any classes before. I've never had her as a substitute. I've never had her as a normal teacher either. So I'm guessing Tiffany is one of the people who teaches older classes, because I'm still year 10. So I'm guessing she teaches year 11 and year 12s, because I've never seen her before. Or maybe she teaches the younger classes like year 7s and year 8. Tiffany sits down. She's blonde. I shouldn't really describe her, but she was blonde. She looked like she was in her late 30s, and she probably was married, I think, maybe. She looks like she's had kids. So, you know, she sat down, swapped over with the other teacher, and obviously like when teachers swap around, some students will like look to see who like the teachers swapped to, and other students will just keep going with their exam. I looked and I'm like, okay, I've never seen her in my life, but whatever. A couple of minutes go by and I have to go to the bathroom, which you're allowed to do in your exam. Wearing my button-up shirt and my skirt for school. Girls at my school and other schools as well will always know that your skirts kind of like roll up and they kind of flip up and stay there. It's really annoying because then you have to like roll it down all the time. Put up my hands and she's like, yep, And I'm like, can I go to the bathroom please? And she said yes. So I got up out of my chair really quietly, pushed in the chair, and basically this is my table, this is her table, and this is the door. I was walking through this little path that was created for me to just walk through behind people's desks in front of her desk. And as soon as I walk past her desk right here, she says, roll down your skirt. So I do. I roll down my skirt. I'm like, sorry, like, you know, it's flipped up. Like, I didn't say anything, but I just rolled it down really quickly. Flipped up a little bit. Not so you can see my underwear or anything like that, but it was too short. So I rolled it down really, really quickly, and then I walked to the door, and as soon as I get to the door, before I'm about to push it open, Tiffany turns to me and she says, roll down your skirt again, don't be such a slut. I was kind of like gobsmacked in the moment because I didn't think that a teacher would ever call me a slut. Obviously it wasn't even my fault, like usually skirts roll up. So I was just kind of gobsmacked in the moment, and I had probably 5 people in the classroom at the time just like look up from what they were doing, and they're like, what? Like, did I hear that right? Because everyone was kind of shocked, especially my friend. My friend heard it. The one that was in front of me, who was a mutual friend, she heard it, and she like looked, and she was like looking at me, and she was like, what the heck? Like, you just got called a slut in front of everyone. Probably 20, 25 kids got called a slut from this Tiffany teacher. And I was just kind of gobsmacked, and I just listened straight away. I was just like, I can't believe that just happened, but I just rolled it down even further, I rolled it down even further. I walked down these corridors to the toilets, and I'm just like feeling a whole bunch of emotions. I'm completely out of exam mode, and I'm in like, why did she say that to me? Like, that's so inappropriate. Like, a teacher shouldn't be able to say that to a student and get away with it. Like, I was thinking of all these things, and I was like, what am I going to do? It's the last day of school. I can't go tell the principal after school because it already is after school time. So school finishes at about 3 o'clock for us, and then it was already by that time almost 5 o'clock, which was towards the end of the exam. So that means all the teachers that aren't supervising exams have gone home, the principal has gone home, and I can't talk to anyone, not even the office ladies, about what happened because everyone's gone home for their 6-week holidays. It's not like I could have came back the next day, because I'm pretty sure it was on a Thursday or a Friday, and we didn't have school that Friday, or we wouldn't have had school on the Saturday, obviously, because school's 5 days a week. So, and like, I honestly think that she must have gotten bullied in high school, and now she thinks that she can just rule the world and, you know, pick on students. But apparently she has been really rude and disrespectful to a lot of younger students as well, and I've heard her call people names throughout the school year. In year 11, I heard her call people names, and she was just not a nice teacher. But I think a lot of people are blindsided by that. I think that some of the popular kids in high school probably praised down to her because they liked her, because they were like them. Does that make sense? Like, they are both bullies. I don't know. I walked to the bathrooms, and when I got to the bathrooms, there was one of the popular girls in there from my year level, but she's one of the nicer ones in there, and I just started bawling my eyes out, crying. And what name did I give her? The popular girl, one of the nicer ones, let's give her the name of Bethany. Bethany basically was like, what's wrong? Like, are you okay? Like, why are you crying? And I'm just like, she's asking me questions like, are you stressed about the exam? Like, and I'm like, no. Tiffany just called me a slut in the middle of my exam whilst I was walking out of it. I just asked to go to the bathroom. I told her what happened. I told her how, like, she told me to roll down my skirt, and then she called me a slut before I left the classroom. And Bethany is just kind of like shocked as well. She's like, you should report it, da da da. Like, she was really nice though. Like, honestly, that is probably the only interaction I've had with that nice popular girl, and I honestly still thank her for that situation. And I don't think she'd be watching my channel, but I honestly do thank her for that situation, and I don't know if she remembers it either, but she made me feel so much better in that moment, because I know I would not have been able to recollect myself unless someone was in that bathroom with me. I finally recollected myself. I said thank you to Bethany, and I walked back into the classroom. Once I sat down, she kind of death glared me. Tiffany death glared me. You know, she was like shaking her head. That made me feel really hurt. As soon as I sat back down as well, those people who heard her call me a slut in the exam, they all kind of like looked at me, to see if like I was okay. After that, I couldn't complete my exam. I had probably like 4 or 5 pages left of the exam. When we got our exams back, I was actually passing the exam up until the point where Tiffany called me a slut. I actually failed the rest of the exam. I think in year 10 you have to get 50% to pass. I'm not 100% sure, but I got something like 40% to pass, and I had to talk to the teachers start of year 11 to let me like go kind of thing. I don't think that science is one of those like compulsory subjects, but it is a subject that I'm pretty sure you have to pass in year 10 in order to go to year 11 and year 12, even if you're not doing science in year 11 and 12, which I didn't do science because I'm not good at it. Yeah, that is the story time of how a teacher called me a slut in the middle of one of my exams. I still think I should have probably reported her, but start of year 11 was start of 2020, and that's when we went into the pandemic. I didn't report her because obviously we had the 6-week break. I was just like, it doesn't matter. I had a couple of the people from that exam bring it up to me and say, you should report her now, like you should report her as soon as we get back to our school. But after 6 weeks, it's like, why does it even matter? She got away with it. Like, I don't care. Like, but I definitely think that my school has a couple of teachers that should retire and a couple of teachers that should be fired. Like, there was a teacher in one of my sister's year levels, and my mum actually got him fired because of what he did to my sister. So at the end of the day, don't mess with my family because we will get you fired from your job. Thoughts though on that teacher is that she's a lowlife. She's probably been one of those people in high school who were either not one of the popular kids and got bullied, and now because she's at the top of the food chain, she's just absolutely bullying students and just not being nice to them. However, we have a different principal now. So the principal just changed end of last year. So when I just finished year 12, the principal changed, and I wish that principal all the best, and I hope that principal can actually figure out who should be working there and who shouldn't, because I love our old principal so much and he was such a gem, but I just couldn't tell him what happened because it's like you have to go through the vice principals and like the other top teachers in order to like tell the principal what's been happening. I don't know, I just think overall it's really sad that there's still teachers like that these days that are out there. Things like that do stick with young people like me, and it really hurt my feelings. But anyways, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe down below to my channel. Go follow me on Instagram. I will put it somewhere on the screen right here. That is where you get some extra content of my everyday life on the days that I don't vlog. But yeah, let me know if you guys want any more story times. I'm definitely going to be creating another high school video very, very soon about a whole bunch of things and just absolutely exposing my high school, but I don't know when I'm going to create that. So for now, have this video. But yeah, I love you guys so much and thank you so much for watching. Bye. As well, don't forget to do me a favor and make someone smile today. Bye. I go by my anthem, turn it up and throw attention. Fuck.